Okay, so we're ready for the third row. I've got a bunch of pieces that are made and I'm ready to put those on. This is going to be the same thing that we did before, where we're going to score and slip the entire inside and then score and slip the V's like I talked about. Okay, so let me get a few of these on and we'll kind of talk about what you need to be thinking about for this third row. Everything on the inside should be blended. Okay, so if you haven't already done that, you should do that. And then we don't need any more of those reinforcing coils because they are being connected to the other slabs. Okay, so let's do one more. Okay, so I've got that. I would go ahead and score and slip the entire inside of this. I'm just going to do a section since I'm showing you this quickly. So score and slip inside here. You don't want the pieces to fall apart in the kiln, so you got to do this. Okay, so go ahead and grab your paintbrush, possibly, and put that on. I'm going to dot this inside here. Okay, I need eyes up here, guys. Okay, so I've got that, and let's do these, get these scored and slipped. Okay, so we're gonna work one row at a time. It's very important that you pick this up and you look at it from the outside. And just like I said before, it's important as well that you put these on and you're looking at them from the outside, making sure you're hiding the scoring marks and making sure that they're in a place that's going to make them strong. Okay, so they're like in the center of this. Okay, real quick, I need everything down, guys. Go ahead and put your hands and projects and clay and all that. Okay, so we're gonna put these on and look at these. What you have to do from here on out is think about what you want the outside shape of this to look like. So if you're looking at it from here, okay, you're looking at the profile of it, you need to start leaning these out. Okay, so you can start working on the form and what shape you want this to look like. Okay, so this is going to grow like 1/2 inch at a time, but you've got to make sure you lean those up or lean those out. And it kind of depends on what you want your shape to look like on how much you're going to lean them. But that's how you are moving these or moving the direction of this pot is by leaning them out. Okay, and this really is, if you look at these slabs, the top part of them or the bottom part of them is up, the top part is tipped out. Okay, so if I were to do another row and lean these out, you can see how much more, okay, if I'm looking at this from the profile, how much more this would lean out, okay, and how much bigger this would get. Okay, so you need to be thinking about what shape you want. You want to work one row at a time. Okay, guys, I really need your eyes up here. Okay, you might not be quite to this part. Okay, but we're working one row at a time. By doing one row, then you're able to rotate this and make sure that it is even. Okay, that it's all flaring out at the same amount, and you're not going to have a wall that's more straight up and down over here and more flared out on this side. Okay, so you really want to work one row at a time, look at it from the outside. Now, you've got to think about this as well. If you look at my pieces, I've pulled these up as high as I can go, okay? I do have kids who every so often they'll do that to begin with, but then they start to put pieces on that look like this. Okay, and these aren't going to stick because they're not scored and slipped, but they start to put ones on like this, and they barely peek over the previous piece, okay? So someone who does this could have twice as many pieces as someone who does this, Okay, this is twice as much work. So you've got to make sure that you are picking this up and looking at it from the outside, because if you aren't raising these up as high as they can go, okay, then you are wasting your time. Okay, you're going to do way too many. Okay, and then your pot is going to grow in because it's going to get thicker, but it's not going to get taller. Okay, because you're barely having those poke over. Okay, so it's really important that you are separating these as much as you can. You are going to get to the point as you flare out that you might not be able to put something like right in the middle. Okay, and you might end up having one of them that ends up like this, and the one next to it ends up like this, and that's okay. Okay, it might happen every so often, but do your best to try and put them in the middle so you make them strong, raise them up as high as you can, and then really look at that outside profile, because if you don't, you're going to get a real wonky pot. Okay, one side's going to be like bulging and one side's going to be straight up and down. Okay, so you are good to move on from here and continue to score and slip. You would want to take these and blend each row as you finish each row.